Hey, pal, you're welcome. You're here because you want to make the right decision for your life. I am proud of you. Well done. Thank you for watching this video. And if this is your first time joining, my name is Leke. I am an educator, and in fact, I'm passionate about making life better for children. That is why I have put this series of videos together. So there are many, many other videos that you should actually find and watch because I know that they'll be very beneficial to you. So today we're discussing choosing a career. This is a subject I am passionate about because I struggled with it, and I don't want many young people to struggle with it as well. And I asked just about anybody who had the time, who could pay attention to me when I was a teenager on this subject, and I really discovered that many people struggle with this same subject as well, with very little guidance. Now I know better. I have learned from my experience. I've learned from other people's experiences. And so I think it is good for me to put something together that will guide you. I have 10 tips to share with you. It'll be too much to put all 10 in this video. So I will break this video into two sections. So the first 5 sections, I'll share the 5 tips. And then the next episode, I'll share the next 5 tips. Pardon the illumination in this room. There's been power outage here for quite a while, but I told myself that I will not wait for perfect conditions before I do this video recording. So please do make the most of what you see of my face right now. When things do get better and perhaps I have more gadgets, I will be able to make a better video, maybe something with more animations and stuff like that. So do enjoy what I have to present for now. So let's move straight into the subject of discussion, choosing a career. First tip that I'd like to share with you, don't expect anybody to know the best career path for you. I failed in this many times, expecting some people to come tell me. In fact, there were some people I approached and I hoped that they would just tell me, like, hey, based on what I have observed you do and this and that, and based on my experience and what I've seen people do in the future, I think this is the best career for you. And I just hope that they would give it to me straight up and I will run with it. Now, I'm glad that that failed. I'm glad I did not follow. I'm glad nobody told me that. And I don't even think anybody would tell you that other than your parents, I guess. Some parents actually feel they know the best career path for their children. If any parents is watching this, I'd really encourage you to dialogue with your child rather than mandate for your child. Honestly, and you as a child, don't say because you've watched this, you're not become defiant with your parents. But understand that your parents want your best interests. Know fully well that it should not be anybody's decision what your future, what your career should be. Your parents may suggest for you, but ultimately it should be your decision. You know why? Because you should not put yourself in a position where later in the future you would wish you became something else, and then you begin to blame somebody for it. Okay, or you become something successful and then the glory goes to somebody else for it. Okay, so ensure that you are the one who's taking responsibility for the decision regarding your career, so that if anything fails, you'll be able to say, you know what, I goofed. I didn't do well in this. I misjudged myself. I misjudged the future. Since I was the one who took this decision in the first place, I am still the same person who's going to correct, who's going to right this wrong. And if something turns out right, you'll be able to say, you know what, I did very well. I might be able to help somebody do this as well. So ensure you take ownership of this decision. Let it not be somebody else's responsibility. It is your responsibility. Also, some people may suggest, some people may even be confident enough to tell you this is the right path for you, but they don't know your future. You change, especially as a young person, if you're not even 18 years old yet. Your tendencies will change, your interests will change, the things that you love will change, and the problems you will face in the future will change as well. So if these things keep changing, would you then be making a decision based on your past to determine your future? So allow yourself to evolve and ensure that it is your decision as well. Seek counsel, consider different data, take several assessments, yet know that eventually it is your decision to make. Next, very vital point is, are you multi-talented? Maybe you're gifted like me in many things. I was gifted in many things. I could do drama, I could sing, I could act. I already said drama. I could dance. Think about many things that make people famous. I could do all that. And so I was wondering which one of them I should concentrate upon. So I thought it was best for me to choose one and kill others because I believed in the power of focus. But guess what? As a young person, I think it is too soon for you to begin to focus. Don't streamline your efforts too soon. Don't streamline your gifts too soon. I think you should explore all the gifts and all the talents that you have. I met a 40-year-old person who told me at the age of 40 that he wanted to do some courses in medicine. And I said, would that even be beneficial to you? And his suggestion, his own decision was, I think I'm too young to begin to streamline. Maybe when I'm 50, I will begin to streamline. And I was like, what? That was for me, that was huge for me. I felt, so why am I then at the age of 20, 20 something, deciding to streamline my efforts? Let me just explore. Because he said that he discovered that his ability to do many things and his delving into one thing or the other has come together to become something so juicy and so fruitful. He's able to work in many places. He's able to work through many options. And so you can think the same way as well. Don't streamline your efforts too soon. If you're interested in poetry while you're studying medicine, study hard in medicine, become the best doctor that you can be while you're also doing the poetry on the side. So ensure that you develop your entire gifts. When the time comes, you will see where all of these things come together. I am a teacher now, and all of the things that I'm able to do in all the as a teenager, all the things I was able to do as a teenager has come together to become something so fruitful and valuable in teaching because I'm able to relate to children at their various gifts level. I'm in fact leading a school right now, and I'm able to determine what several people should do at different levels because I've had experiences in these various fields. So don't think to kill any gift. And guess what? You're not alone. Many people are in this boat with you as well. So don't beat yourself up over the fact that you're not able to decide one thing. And don't even think to decide one thing. Develop yourself in all of these gifts. You can choose one particular primary gift or one particular primary skill to develop per time, but don't think to kill anything too soon. Third point I'd like to share with you is if you have one gift, like a friend of mine, if there's only one gift that you have and you're wondering if it is enough, it is enough. Trust me, it is more than enough, and you're lucky. You have the benefits of focus. You're not like me and many other people around the world who are confused as to which one to pick per time. You have only one. Focus on that one. Now, I mentioned a friend of mine who only had one gift. It was just the ability to lead. He realized that leadership was his gift. And so he could tell everybody what to do. He could envision what is right for an organization to run. And that was so he sought volunteering opportunities. I mean, he of course he couldn't just become a leader first day he joins an organization. He sought volunteering opportunities in a very short space of time. His gift was discovered. He became a leader. From there, from another organization, he began to lead. At the point of leadership, he then began to discover many other gifts that he had, analytical abilities, the gift of strategy, and many other things here and there that he could put to work. So focus on that one gift that you have, hone it, do as much as you can. If I never have enough of it, eventually you will realize that it will open up doors for you in many other places. Fourth point I'd like to share with you is your interest can be a clue as to what exactly it is you should do with your life. Okay, so the interest is your clue. So do more of it. All right, act like you can't even have enough of time, enough of it rather. Every single time, spend time that you have, develop these gifts more and more. Okay. Next, do you like helping people? Start a business. Start a business. Find ways to help people via that business. Do you like? Or is there something you don't like as well? It might also be an indication that you may not be good at this thing. However, as far as subject is concerned, not liking a particular subject does not necessarily mean that you cannot succeed in a field that is dependent on that subject. For instance, in primary school, I failed mathematics woefully. In secondary school, in fact, in my SS3, I finished WAEC with a C3 in mathematics and an F9 in further mathematics. So imagine I should therefore avoid anything that has core mathematics, right? But guess what? I chose engineering, in fact, electrical engineering that depended a lot on mathematics. I was shocked by the time I started to explore the engineering books and the engineering resources. My brain began to open up to the things that I could do with mathematics. In fact, the subjects that I got distinctions in, apart from English language, was maths. The engineering subjects, I got some distinctions, but not the strong distinctions, the B's. But the A's were in mathematics. That was because I gave more time to study it. In fact, I began to love mathematics. The fact that, I didn't need to memorize anything. All I needed to know was a formula that would make certain things work. And once I get the formula, things begin to break down from one step to another. And I fell so much in love with mathematics. And I finished with a distinction. I finished my tertiary studies with a distinction. So guess what? The fact that you don't like a particular subject now does not mean that you can't succeed in a career that depends on it in the future. Sometimes it's simply a matter of the amount of time that you give to it. So your interest is a clue. Sometimes not having an interest in something may not necessarily be a clue. So let's understand the balance that I'm trying to establish here. Okay, the final point that I'll put in this recording very quickly is your emotions can also give you a clue. Okay, so some people can't stand blood. They cannot stand blood. I cannot stand the sight of blood, for instance. So I knew fully well that I couldn't go into medicine or anything related to medicine. Okay, so your emotions, how exactly do you feel, especially maybe around children? Are you patient with children? Do you lose your temper with children? Maybe you should not consider anything in relation to education or childcare or pediatry. So just ensure that your emotions give you a clue. Do you get riled up when people are treated unfairly? Perhaps that's an indication for you to go into humanitarian service or into law. For instance, I get very uncomfortable when people simply don't know things. And I just feel the need to help them know things. Okay, so that's why I move into education. So your emotions may also give you a clue. Study yourself. All right, so this is a 12-minute long video. It's quite a stretch. You have done well to have stayed this long. Okay, so get ready to enjoy the next recording, which will be the next episode. I believe this has been very useful for you. Enjoy. If you do have some things that you'd like to discuss with me in person, please feel free to reach out to me at Leke on social media. That's if your parents allow you to get on social media, but you can simply send me an email, leke@penspeakers.com. That is my email address, and I'll be very much happy to take your questions. All right, have fun. Cheers.